Tcas always shows guidance commands for RAs. Traffic does not have to be in view on the ND. The RA commands are for pitch changes only. To avoid the traffic, disengage the autopilot and autothrottles and climb or descend as necessary to keep the airplane symbol outside of the red area. The center of the airplane symbol must stay outside of the red region to avoid during the RA. The vertical speed pointer must also stay out of the red region to avoid. Continue to follow the flight director roll commands unless you can see the traffic and a different flight path is necessary. If there are 2 or more RAs, it is possible to have 2 red regions to avoid. The HUD also shows vertical commands. A region to avoid is shown when pitch changes are not required for separation from dangerous traffic. In this example, you only have to keep the flight path indicator below the region to avoid. It is also possible for the HUD to show more than one region to avoid. When a pitch change is necessary, the HUD also shows a fly to box. If the flight path indicator is kept inside the box, you will have safe separation from the traffic. The HUD will never show more than one fly to box. Tcas has given an RA for traffic that is below your airplane and in a climb at more than 500 feet per minute. The PFD commands are for descent. The descend crossing descend oral tells you that your airplane will descend through the altitude of the traffic.
Descend, crossing, descend. Descend, crossing, descend.
The increased descent command occurs when Tcas calculates that your descent rate is not large enough to keep safe separation from the traffic.
Increase, descent. Increase, descent.
Tcas now calculates a weakening of the initial RA. The PFD vertical command changes and the oral command adjust vertical speed is given.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
When traffic separation increases, Tcas cancels the RA. When the RA is canceled, you will get the oral clear of conflict.
Clear of conflict.
The PFD commands are for climb. The climb oral tells you that you need to climb to avoid traffic.
Climb. Climb.
Disengage the autopilot and autothrottles and maneuver the aircraft out of the red area to avoid. When the RA is canceled, you will get the oral clear of conflict.
Clear of conflict.
Tell ATC and maneuver the aircraft back to your assigned altitude. To stop unwanted alerts and not cause interference with other alerts, Tcas will automatically change mode or inhibit commands. When the airplane is below 1,000 feet radio altitude, Tcas automatically switches to the TA-only mode. During a GPWS or PWS warning, Tcas automatically switches to a TA-only mode, with oral and alerts inhibited. New RAs are not given, and old RAs become TAs. Until the wind shear alert stops, all RAs continue to be shown as TAs. After a short period of time, the RAs will be shown correctly. All RA commands and RA and TA oral alerts are inhibited from the ground to 600 feet radio altitude after takeoff. RAs continue to be inhibited until the airplane is above 1,000 feet radio altitude. Descend RAs are inhibited until 1200 feet radio altitude. Increased descent orals are inhibited below 1650 feet radio altitude during a go-around. Increased descent orals are inhibited below 1450 feet altitude during descent. All descend RAs are inhibited below 1000 feet radio altitude. All RA and TA oral alerts are inhibited below 400 feet radio altitude. There are 4 advisory messages related to Tcas non-normal conditions. If you push the traffic map switch and the transponder mode selector is not set to TA only or TARA, this advisory message is shown. The NDs also show a Tcas off message. This advisory message tells you that Tcas has failed. A Tcas fail message also shows on the NDs. This advisory message tells you that Tcas cannot show RA vertical commands on the captain's PFD and HUD. This malfunction has no effect on Tcas orals or the traffic indications on the captain's ND. There is also an advisory message for the first officer.
Engine fail.
If an engine failure occurs, the TA-only mode must be set so that RA climb modes do not occur. It is possible that the airplane could not climb correctly with only one engine. If the ATP malfunctions, the TCP menu page gives you different controls to set transponder and Tcas modes. When alert transponder control is set to on, the ATP has no control of transponder and Tcas functions. This advisory message is also shown. The alert transponder page has the same modes as the ATP selector.